Welcome to our Day 4 multi-day hiking through the enchanting rainforests of the Sunshine Coast Hinterland Great Walk in Queensland, Australia. Today we hike from Ubajee Walkers Camp to Thalba Walkers Camp. Here's a fun fact. As I've walked this multi-dayer 9 times, apart from this, our Couples Multidayer, I thought you might like also to see more of a deep dive into the process of progression from multi-day hiking the entire route from the first to the 9th time. The experience of progression is different for everyone. In this video, I've chosen to include footage from a particularly tough or high-end day from the second time I walked it solo. Hopefully it won't be too confusing as I had short hair back then. You'll also see footage from my 5th time, which was on our couples hike. I've added in bits from my 8th and 9th time as well. I walk the Sunshine Coast Hinterland Great Walk regularly each year for the latter parts of my training and prep for my much bigger adventures. I do rotations of 4, 6 and 8 days. Hi, I'm Jenny and I'm dedicated to adventure. Gorgeous. Out in the open ridgelines now. I've left the rainforest far behind. Look at this. How beautiful. Just lovely. Let's check out those views, eh? Really lovely. Morning, day 4. It's about 7:05 a.m. We just left Ubajee Walkers Camp. We are heading to Thalba Walkers Camp today. First stop will be Thilba Falls, which is absolutely beautiful. As you can see, the forest has changed heaps. We're now going through lots of grass trees. Really beautiful. And looks like the weather is going to be okay. It's supposed to just be cloudy, so we'll see how we go with that. How great are the gum trees? And I'll talk to you a bit later. I'm really pleased to say that both the walking part of that stretching before and also the exercises I did on the platform lying down have really helped. Usually the case is that when my spinal pain jumps up into that high-end pain, that I stick in that pain level, usually till the next day. However, that's not the case today, and I put that down to much better core strength and overall fitness, combined with using mindfulness practice and really distracting myself with other things, making sure I'm working on continuing to retrain my brain to focus on all the other things around me that aren't pain related. So that's working really well today. Oh, isn't this area pretty? Just gorgeous. Lots of grass trees. The light's beautiful this time in the morning. And switch back. Heading towards Thilba Falls. According to the signs I have, about only two kilometres to go before I get to that area. So really looking forward to that. Be interesting to see what the falls look like. How pretty is this, eh? Now there's the valley way over there. The morning light on these grass trees is really beautiful, and after the little bit of rain overnight, it really is just gorgeous walking conditions. Thinking about a conversation that I had last night with someone who I regard really highly as one of my training mentors, and that's Rowan Smith, who is the author and narrator for the Training for Tracking podcast. Have a look on that podcast. There's a variety of links for all the associated Facebook groups and pages. He reminded me of a valuable nutritional strategy to help me get around the issue that I have not wanting to eat, feeling full all the time when I'm exercising. And it's one that I knew but and I used to use, but the way chronic pain works with my body is that it tends to interfere with thought process quite a bit and memory. And I'd forgotten about using super smoothies, homemade, lots of nutritional stuff in there. This one in particular had slushy, half-frozen consistency, whole milk with some ice cubes in the morning, this morning, along with a raw egg and a whole heap of the other ingredients. Now, I've been using this same sort of recipe for my super smoothies, which starts with whole milk and a raw egg plus a variety of fruits and stuff for years, and I haven't had any issue with that. I must stress that every person is different, and so you need to find out what works for you. But I'm so grateful for his hint to keep drinking this. So I had the first half of it about 40 minutes ago, and it's still partly frozen, and I'm just having the other half now, and my energy levels are feeling really great. Utilising nose breathing. Now, if you go onto his podcast, there's a 52-minute special on using the correct breathing, or describing different breathing methods for different applications when you're hiking or doing strenuous long distance or altitude summit type hiking like I do. I'm a fan of the nose breathing, and then there's another little 6-minute podcast episode on his podcast explaining it in a lot of details and why nose breathing can be so helpful. And he goes into great depth about talking about the anaerobic and the aerobic systems and how they work. I've been using that both as a technique for going up long hills and lots of stairs and sharp inclines. It helps develop cardiovascular fitness as well, which we all could use more of. So thank you, Rowan, for that tip. Using it, loving it. Just come down those stairs over there. Let's have a look where I am at another intersection. I'm going to go and have a look at Gorilla Falls now. So let's get my stuff. Almost finished that super smoothie. Yum yum. Just ran into my 16th hiker for today. Young guy doing his first multi-day ever. So he's testing out all his kit, finding out what works, what can be tweaked, what to save up for in the future. There's a lot of stages you go through when you're doing this sort of adventuring. Find out what works for you, and everything's so personal too, isn't it? Just arrived down the Gorilla Falls area and just been chatting with another lovely hiking family. It's so good to see families out doing these multi-day walks with their kids. Absolutely love that. So great for the kids with their outdoors education, and of course I'm a strong believer in that. I've just taken my backpack off for now because I'm going to have a little bit of a look at the falls and then come back. The falls are up this way a little bit. Beauty.
It's really pretty here, Juella Falls. I have a picture that will be hanging on the home theatre room. Last trip here with my black backpack, my red raincoat over. The water was flowing, absolutely a stunning shot. So can't wait for that to get on the wall. Right now I'm having my snack. Just beautiful. Lovely chocolate coated coffee beans, they're a winner.
Grandma loves you so much. Look, I'm chasing another waterfall today. This one's called Jorella Falls, and I'm now on day 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 of my 5-day hike. So tomorrow will be my last day, and the waterfall goes all the way up the top. Grandma's busy having some breakfast at the moment. Have a look. Here's Grandma's breakfast. This is 3 wheat bix, and it looks all chocolatey because Grandma has some chocolate powder in there, very special chocolate powder, and some vanilla powder as well. And some sugar, so that's going to be really yummy. So Grandma's going to have that in a moment. And then Grandma has some very special juice. It's green. Isn't that funny? Green juice, but it's really healthy. Anyway, Grandma loves you. You have a great day, darling. Have a good weekend. Give Mummy and Daddy my love. Grandma loves you.
As you know, I do loads of photography and filming when I'm feeling just fine and dandy throughout the first hours of my hike. But unusually for me, I thought I'd film a bit in the afternoon when things are not so fine and dandy. So I am 7.5 hours in so far, and I have 2 issues. Let's not make it a third. 2 issues going on. One is the spinal pain associated with getting those sock shoes gaiters on and off this morning. And the other is those blisters are really bugging me. I keep reminding myself that this is the stage in a hike when those who are working on becoming stronger dig in and keep working towards achieving that goal, and those that are weak give in. So we all know which camp I am in, but that doesn't excuse the situation that I'm finding myself in now. I am having to dig deep. This is all about the grit. This is painful. I messaged my mountain man before saying, I really need to find a spot to lie down for a while and just have a bit of a break. So I'm going through the strategies in my head, working out what would be my next best step. So yeah, just wanted to communicate that. Not always all fine and dandy, how good's this? There's real work involved too. Considering I am, as I admitted before, in that stage where this is not all rainbows and lollipops anymore, I need to start thinking about what strategies that I can use and go through my risk assessment. So number 1 on that is looking at my
energy levels. Am I bouncing around like I was this morning? Hell no. Am I weary? Yes, becoming weary. Am I tired or sleepy? No. Am I exhausted? No, I'm not in the exhausted range at all. So that's good. That's okay for now. Then next thing, hydration. Have I had enough to drink today? Where am I up to consuming everything that I've bought? I'm looking at my overall intake and outtake. I think that's all fine. Hydration, tick. Food. Have I eaten everything I brought with me today? No, but I always bring way too much. What do I have left over? Banana, some biscuits, and some dry fruit. But given what I've eaten today, I've had plenty to eat. What can I do to help myself? I could stop actually and take an anti-inflammatory. That would probably be helpful. And I may well do that soon at this time in the afternoon. What else can I do? Look at the bark on this beautiful trunk. The grandma's pushing through the jungle. Oh, it's a bit thick in this section. How pretty though. Look at these interesting vines. Wow. And more ginger. Grandma loves you. So talking pace and the benefits of slowing down once you are starting to become a little bit tired. Of course, there's the safety factor, the risk, limiting the risk of slipping, falling, jarring, and I haven't done any of that yet, so that's great news for me. But some might argue that, well, Jenny, if you slow down, aren't you just prolonging the hike? Well, strangely enough, no. If you slow down a little bit, so that your breathing is under control and you can easily talk through conversations, what you're actually doing is allowing your body to have more energy, which will enable you to keep a constant pace while you're walking, and that way, having a consistent pace, you'll actually get there a little bit faster rather than the other method of racing down the hills, trying to go up as fast as you can up the hills, and all you're doing there is burning a heap of energy, and that's going to make you feel exhausted. There's no two ways about that. Is there anything else? Oh, mindfulness. Okay, so let's talk mindfulness for a little bit. So how am I using mindfulness at the moment? Okay, so I've been using all my senses, so smelling the air around me and the forest floor sense. So I'm sure many of you have been in a rainforest and know how beautiful that smells. Sounds. The birds have been chirping away. They're absolutely beautiful, and they keep darting across the path in front of me. So they're helping me to keep my mindset strong and mood up. Then I'm seeing heaps of fungi still. I'm not stopping to photograph it because I need to keep moving. Views are really lovely. The gum trees are absolutely beautiful. I'm trying to concentrate on absorbing what I'm doing and really being in the moment. And this is still so exciting. And I will finish it, you can bet. So yeah, I'm going to keep walking for now. Catch you later. My first bunya pine tree. The track climbing up from Gorilla Falls up towards where the track crosses back and forth near the main road, by the main road, is four-wheel drive track, as you can see, constantly going up. So it's a little bit of a test to stamina, so I am so pleased that I have been so focused on fueling up this morning. Yeah, so keep going. Just wanted to show you. Muddy, yes.
It's okay. Walking by rainforest now. I'm off the top of the ridge line. I'm back down on the gully, just down at the creek. Now I'm walking back up through pockets of rainforest, as you would expect. Very typical southeast Queensland type of terrain. And we're in a completely different forest now. We entered out from the Dorilla Falls track up onto Delicia Road and did some road walking for a while. Both of us don't enjoy road walking, but ventured back into the forest, and it was all rainforest walking. It was absolutely beautiful. I was waiting for a sign, a walker's sign for the Sunshine Coast Hinterland Great Walk, to take a photo or do a video, but there was only the one, and I passed it. So now, as you can see, we're in a completely different environment, coming into Thalba Walkers Camp. I would say we've still got about 2, maybe 2.5 kilometres to go, but the views already are starting to open up, which is really nice. And as you can see, we're walking along at the moment currently, lots of grass trees, and we're also amongst the gum trees. This must be Garula View. Been walking up here for a while. Beautiful scenery. All along this path are these really cool plants. I have absolutely no idea what they are. They're really pretty. Really pretty indeed. Very nice walking along this ridge line. It's lined also with the Banksias, as you can see. And this one. Gorgeous country. So different from the rainforest we've been in. Love the diversity on the Sunshine Coast Hinterland Great Walk. Here we are at the intersection, right up on the ridge, very close to Thilba Walkers Camp now. I like that kilometerage, 2.6. That's pretty cool. Woohoo! Yay yay! Off we go in this direction. Just wanted to show you where I camped last night. It's that little bump over the back. Let's see if I can point to it. I'm on Zoom. That bump right at the back there, in between the other two hills. That's where Grandma was last night. But I found some really cool plants that I wanted to show you. Some lovely grass trees here. Aren't they pretty? And I'm walking along the escarpment, which means a top of a ridge. But I wanted to show you some really cool plants. Look at these guys. They're all wavy and curly and look a bit frizzy. See these guys? Wow. They're very pretty. Look at them. They're all along this section. How cool are these plants? Grandma loves you. Here we go. Kisses. Yeah, when I did all those gear videos and training videos on my Facebook page, Jenny Woodhouse, I didn't end up showing what I'm wearing hiking each day. So down on my feet I'm wearing a pair of Kathmandu Ubajee boots. I chose those because they are jogger style but still give me some ankle support, and they have allow me to lock the heel in a little bit. And then I'm wearing some mongrel, is from Tasmania, great Australian made Tasmanian sock company, mongrel, 100% merino wool socks, 200 grams weight, so they're kind of heavy, but for alpine conditions they're going to be awesome. The other socks I've been wearing are Macpac merino wool socks. And then I have my Arc'teryx, I think they're Gamma pants. They have so much stretch and they're absolutely awesome. And underneath that forgot to mention, I have my compression leggings on. Now I bought 2 sets of these because once I finished hiking and I've had a bath, I changed into a second set to help me with a bit of pain and help the muscles. That's working really well on this hike. Really pleased with that system. And then on the top, I have the long sleeve top. I only bought one of those, and I like the fact that they dry off super quickly. And then apart from that, I'm wearing gloves. They're just bush gloves. They're not supposed to be waterproof, but they've certainly protected my hands on this hike from lantana and some of the lawyer vine and stinging things for the most part. And then lastly, I have a Mountain Designs buff, which has been invaluable. So that's me done. We've just arrived at Thilba Thalba Walkers Camp, and we're just about to have a bit of a break before we set up camp. I'll show you the views later. Bye. Grandma's at her new campsite. It's called Thalba, and right now I'm lying in my tent and the sun's not far away from going to bed, but I'll let you have a look at my tent and then the view. See, here's my pillow. It's a red one. Grandma loves red. Have a look. Here's my light. See, I can make it go brighter. How cool is that? And Grandma's got her socks hanging up. There's Grandma's feet on the sleeping bag that your daddy made. And have a look outside. Oh, it's pretty. Grandma will open the door so you can have a bit of a look. Oh, there's Grandma's shoes and her raincoat. And look outside. Isn't that pretty? So that's what Grandma's campsite looks like this afternoon.